Lagos Talks
91.3.
News.
Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timipre Silva, has officially resigned from office. The junior minister had reportedly submitted his letter of resignation to the president on Friday. It comes after Silva, who had governed Bayelsa for one term and still has constitutional rights to contest for another tenure, declared his intent to participate in the forthcoming APC primary election on April 14 in preparation for the Bayelsa State governorship election. The All Progressives Congress Presidential Campaign Council says the incoming administration of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu will decide when the fuel subsidy will be removed. Chief spokesperson for the APC-PCC, Festus Keyamo, yesterday had noted this despite the current administration stating that the subsidy policy would end by June when the budget will lapse. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, as the NNPC Limited, recently said the country was spending over 400 billion naira monthly on petroleum subsidy, which it claims remains unsustainable. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASEN, had also last week implored the government to ensure the speedy rehabilitation of Nigeria's refineries to ease the hardship which would arise or could arise from the fuel subsidy halt. However, the NLC has vowed to resist the subsidy removal plan unless steps towards repair and revitalization of government refineries across the country are taken and allow modular refineries as well. Minister of Water Resources Alhaji Suleiman Adamu has called on the international community to support Nigeria's quest to saving the Lake Chad from extinction and revive the potential of the lake. Adamu, who made a call in an interview with the news agency of Nigeria in New York, where he attended the just concluded 2023 UN Water Conference, said it was important to lend his voice to the call by President Muhammadu Buhari to revive Lake Chad.
If you recall, since the advent of this administration, President Muhammadu Buhari has made this call in several fora, especially all the engagements he had during the conferences, on climate change and in interaction with other world leaders. It's a consistent call because the problem we have in the northeast in Nigeria, the problem of Boko Haram. It has been clearly linked without any iota of doubt to the lack of opportunities and the abject poverty that pervades around the Lake Chad region. And that was caused by the shrinkage of the lake and the loss of economic opportunity there. The water shrank to as low as 10% of its storage capacity 50 years ago.
The Minister of Water Resources said the shrinking of the lake had impacted negatively on a source of livelihood of the people in the area, noting that over 40 million people are affected.
All these opportunities for fishing, for farming, irrigation, grazing, they were all lost. And with this lack of opportunity and poverty that has stricken that area, that led to that region being a breeding ground for Boko Haram fighters. So from a security perspective, it was very, very necessary that we make this call to save the Lake Chad. Of course, also from an economic development perspective, the loss of opportunities, the poverty. Then coupled with that, there's climate change issues. There's desertification.
Governors of the 36 states of the Federation will tomorrow, Tuesday, meet with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, and the Central Bank of Nigeria over the security votes in their respective domains. Also expected at the meeting are the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, the ICPC, as well as the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Spokesman of the Nigeria Governors Forum, Abdulrazak Bello Barakindo, in a statement said a planned meeting, which will be virtual, is to ensure full attendance by all relevant officers in the matter. Bello Barakindo stated that the governors as well as the economic and financial agencies in the country will use the opportunity to iron out thorny issues surrounding their state security votes towards establishing a better option for managing the funds. Aside from facilities for national financial inclusion, the governors will propose uniform development and cooperation on the National Addressing and Postcode Project, which will put Nigeria on the same pedestal as all advanced countries across the globe. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa, in Abuja, has alerted Nigerians to the existence of a fake Twitter handle purportedly belonging to the Presidential Transition Council. Mustafa, who is the chairman of the council, said a fake handle seen as @TransitionNGR, created by unscrupulous persons since April 2020, even before the establishment and inauguration of his council, exposed the irresponsible and calculated attempt by its handlers to disseminate inaccurate and tainted information to unsuspecting members of the public. The West African Examinations Council has announced it has released the West Africa Senior School Certificate Exams results for private candidates in the first series for 2023. However, out of the 8,348 candidates who sat for the exams, it has withheld the result of 413 candidates due to varied cases of exams malpractice. Candidates who sat for the exams are to visit www.waecdirect.org to check their results. They'll also be required to apply for their certificates online through the WAEC Certificate Request Portal website, certrequest.waec.ng. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors have urged the incoming administration of President-elect Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu to increase funding for health. The association's national president, Dr. Innocent Orji, who made a call on a Sunday interview, said the increase should be to at least 15% of the nation's yearly budget, in line with the Abuja Declaration of 2001. The national president had also said that the association members are expecting improved remuneration to tackle the increasing economic hardship, dwindling naira value, and the issue of brain drain for medical professionals. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the NDLEA, has declared wanted a Port Harcourt-based prophetess, the founder of Christ Power Adoration Ministries, one Faith Ugochi, and the celebrity couple Igo Uburibo and Danielle Simba Allen for recruiting teenage girls into drug trafficking while they serve as arrowheads of an international syndicate operating from Los Angeles, USA. The cartel was uncovered when the NDLEA operatives at the narco import shed of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, intercepted the consignment of a strong variant of cannabis concealed in cartons of used wares. A freight agent, Uko Ifeanyi Ogugwo, was immediately arrested, while further investigations had led to the arrest of 4 more suspects. The suspects were named as 15-year-old Chikodi Favor, Obiom Shalom Chiamaka Notchery Chidimma Promise, and Edward Omeseye. Favor, the 15-year-old, was the first sales girl to be arrested before she led operatives to a duplex accommodation around Ikate area of Lekki, which was later discovered to be a rented apartment by the criminal group purposely for young girls, which the syndicate uses for marketing and distribution of the illicit drugs. Twitter has started removing verification badges from accounts which already had a blue tick after announcing that they will be part of a paid subscription from the 1st of April. Under Twitter's new rules, blue ticks, which once showed official, verified accounts, will start to be removed from accounts which do not pay for it. Organizations seeking verification badges instead have to pay a monthly fee of $1,000 to receive a gold verification tick, while individual accounts must pay $8 a month for a blue one. The subscription service will generate revenue for Twitter. However, concerns have been raised that without the verification process, it will be difficult to tell genuine accounts from impersonators. Former U.S. President Donald Trump is gearing up for a battle ahead of his scheduled court hearing Tuesday this week. His lawyer says that Trump is expected to fly to New York City from his Mar-a-Lago home on Monday to face charges related to hush money payments made to a pornographic star. He then plans to return to Florida following his court hearing, where he will address his supporters. Donald Trump has continued to deny any wrongdoing, while his lawyer promised that any charges against the former U.S. president will be fought vigorously. Media reports have said that Trump will be facing more than 30 charges related to business fraud and over $130,000 payout to Stormy Daniels in 2016, which was made in an attempt to buy her silence over an alleged affair. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the amendment of the 2022-2023 deep offshore oil block mini-bid process to accommodate concerns raised by potential local and international investors. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission stated in Abuja on Saturday that the amendment will address concerns over the terminal date of the current administration to the closure of the bid schedule. Its Chief Executive, Gbenga Komolafe, in a statement said the amendments will also boost confidence in the transparency and continuity of the process, while his commission had extended the deadline for the submission of bids to the 19th of May. The Minister of Sports and Youth Development, Sunday Dare, have congratulated Nigerian-born former world heavyweight boxing champion Anthony Joshua for defeating his opponent Jermaine Franklin in an international bout on Saturday. The minister noted in his congratulatory message that Joshua fought like a lion to defeat his American challenger and praised him for keeping alive the never say die spirit for which Nigeria is known. Joshua defeated Franklin by unanimous decision at the O2 Arena in London to get a crucial win in his first fight since his September 2022 loss to Alexander Usyk in Saudi Arabia. Chelsea have also sacked manager Graham Potter after less than 7 months in charge, following Saturday's 2-0 home defeat by Aston Villa. It was the Englishman's 11th defeat in 31 games since replacing Thomas Tuchel at Stamford Bridge, with the club dropping to 11th in the Premier League, 12 points outside the top 4. Chelsea host Liverpool in the Premier League on Tuesday and face Real Madrid in the first leg of their Champions League quarter-final on the 12th of April. Also, Leicester City have parted ways with their manager Brendan Rodgers as they look to maintain their English Premier League EPL status. I'm Victor Njoko. Have yourself a wonderful week ahead.